do you then like want people to love you the way that all the hoe girls love you? Because they
Not
come
the
at you.
hoe girls. Ooh.
Welcome to the Singles Mansion, first edition, first season.
Whoa!
But I think that's gonna stick with them.
That's crazy.
Just because you're talking loud,
I
don't
want
make
to know,
it.
is it nothing or is it something?
Look, can I-
Once you're out of debt, listen, you gotta have a fully funded emergency fund. This year, I wanna make sure that your savings account is worth more than your Louis Vuitton purse. I wanna make sure that your savings account is worth more than your jewelry, brothers. I wanna make sure that you got a savings account that when you look at it, you get excited. You feel comfortable. If life hits you, you're like, yo, I'm good. This emergency now turns into an inconvenience. You're like, daggone it, I got the money, but you know what? It's cool. I'm gonna deal with it. You see, an emergency fund for me, man, it makes my life, I walk differently, okay? I walk around like, yeah, I'm the man. You know, I'm good. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, okay, life can hit me. And if it hits me, I'll be all right, okay? Once you eliminate your debt and you get this fully funded 3 to 6 months of savings account, and really what I want to encourage you all is to stretch yourself to 6 months. 6 months minimum of your expenses. Now, something that my father taught me a while back is, hey, just go ahead and put 6 months of your average salary in there. And that's honestly something that I did. I actually upped my savings account to 6 months of my average salary. So that way, if life does hit me, check this out, my life doesn't have to change at all because I have 6 months of my average salary, my average income inside of my emergency fund. And that's all I keep in there. Everything else I invest, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. But that's very, very important. You see, a record 20% of Americans say their biggest financial regret is not saving enough for emergencies. Nearly 50% of the people in America today cannot handle a $400 emergency. Let that sink in right now. Nearly 50% of us can't handle a $400 emergency, meaning we can't pay cash for a $400 emergency. Is that you? Are you relying on your credit card? Are you relying on your payday advances? Are you relying on your mom and dad? Well, let me really hit you. Ladies, are you relying on your boyfriend? Are you relying on the man that makes good money? Is he your emergency plan? No. You need to be your emergency plan. You need to be a good steward of your resources and prepare yourself for an emergency. Set aside 3 to 6 months of your expenses in an emergency fund. This is not set aside 3 to 6 months inside of your checking account. No. This is set aside 3 to 6 months in a different account. All right? You can park this in a money market account. I actually park mine online. I use a company called Prize Pool. I'll drop their information below. It's the best place. And what I love about Prize Pool is that they actually give me tickets for every dollar that I have in my savings account. Let's say, for an example, I have $10,000 in this account, right? And they're going to give me 10,000 tickets every single month. And what they do is, which I love, is they have a drawing at the end of every single month. So they're going to give me about 0.30% interest. Then also, they're going to have a grand prize of like $25,000. Then they have little small cash prizes as well throughout the month. And I've already won like an extra $300 for just having my money parked in this particular account. They kind of take on like the gambling philosophy. The more money you put into it, the more tickets you get every single month. And they're going to have a drawing every single month. And you could win either $100 or all the way up to $25,000. I haven't won $25,000. I'm not going to lie to you about that. I hope I do this year. But if not, hey, I'm getting the 0.30% and I'm getting some extra money. Prize Pool is the way to go when it comes to parking your emergency fund, because I can immediately transfer that over to my checking account if I need it. But if not, I'm not tempted to touch it because it's not in my actual checking account. One of the key things when it comes to your emergency fund is you have to make sure it's in a totally different account. So that way, that new Gucci backpack, that new Michael Kors purse, or that purse, or that new Chanel purse that came out, that new Louis Vuitton backpack, a Gucci backpack, or whatever that is, it doesn't become an emergency. For me trying to impress her doesn't become an emergency. Let me be real with you, okay? I got to stick to my budget. And I'm not going to go into my savings account to do things that just please me. No. Going out to eat is not an emergency. No. Buying a new car is not an emergency. No, unless my car breaks down and I have to get a new car. Flying to the Bahamas is not an emergency. Okay? Emergencies is simply this. I have to have it. An emergency is my car just broke down. I have to get it fixed. Emergency is my AC just went out in the house. I have to get it fixed. Emergency is my tire just blew, my engine just went out, and I have to take an Uber to the office. Cool, that's an emergency. An emergency is my son just broke his tooth or cracked his tooth. I actually did that when I was young. And I got to get my son fixed. Emergency is my son or my daughter needs shoes for schools. That's an emergency. Emergency is something that you have to have. You have to take it serious, you guys. Do not put off saving your money, okay? Okay? Don't touch it unless it is an actual emergency. We're maximizing this year. We are spending every hour, every week, every month this year of maximizing every single opportunity. This is the year that we're going to shift and change our lives.